And with us right now, we've got Krishna Mohan. Krishna, you're the president of Genius Visionary. Your website is geniusbusinesscoach.com. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Josh. Nice to connect back.
Yeah. So you do, you've helped a lot of businesses. One thing that you have a pretty compelling offer, and I'm sure this attracts some attention. It's a good call to action, or a good headline here is that you can find any business more than $10,000 in less than 45 minutes, guaranteed. So
yes.
we'll get into that in just a moment because we want to find out, well, how do you do that? But before we do, would you mind sharing just a little bit about your background and how you've come to do the work that you do today?
Yeah, I come from corporate background. I come from sales and marketing background. I've been around for over 20 years in the corporate world, helped 3 Fortune 500 companies and got an opportunity to work with different industries and several startups and mid-market kind of companies. And I realized entrepreneurship is a way to go for me, and then I started my own businesses. Late 2015. I have a business in real estate. Other one is in consulting, and one in retail, which is women fashion and a brand that we're building simultaneously. And then I also started business coaching practice, leveraging my experience and my observations and learnings in the market. I want to bring that new thinking into the marketplace and help small business owners to succeed and reach their finish lines. And that's what has been my focus over the past 4 or 5 years, working with business owners, helping them on revenues, helping them on funding, and also helping them on on growth. So that's precisely what it is that I'm into right now.
All right. Well, those sounds like some great broad goals. So let's talk about how you actually make some of that a reality.
Right.
So when you start engagement with a company, or someone reaches out to you and they're a business and they've got the potential for growth, or maybe they're going through some growth right now, what are generally the first conversations that you have with them?
The first conversation that I have is basically to sit and have a strategy session to understand what's their current situation, like what's going on right now. Are you growing with respect to last year? Are you degrowing yourself? What's working? What's not working? What are your potential challenges? Everybody wants to increase their revenues. What are the challenges? Is that competition? Is that your pricing? Is that employees? Is that the money? Is that the funding? Maybe if I have a couple $100,000, I may add few, salespeople to promote my product. Maybe if I have that extra 50,000, I could invest in my marketing. They may come up with these kind of reasons, but once I really dig deeper beyond that, then I would try to understand what are the core problems, and then I will come up with a with a roadmap saying that if you were to decide to work with us, you are a $1.5 million company. I can help you to reach $2 million goal by the end of the year. Now, how we are going to get you there is the breakup of the activities that we are going to bring on to your marketing, your operations, your positioning, your messaging, your traffic, your conversion, and then we bring that systems and everything in place. So that way, that becomes kind of a predictable outcome. Even the way we structure the engagement also is based on results. We get compensated majority of what we get paid in the back end. So we make sure that we have skin in the game. We are getting into engagement where the other party is sure that these guys can get me to the finish line because they have vested interest in my growth. So that's our model.
So, and Krishna, I know you have a very, very successful consultancy. And so I guess my question is, you talked about the importance of branding and positioning. How do you know if a company is off on their branding and positioning? How does someone discover that? So even if they don't start working with you, like what would be some advice that you could share with our audience right now to help identify whether there's something's off?
Yeah. So the first and foremost question is, how does your market recognize you, like your company? If somebody if I tell your company's name to anybody in the market, like your target segment, what would they refer back to? What are you known for? Are you like helping you to, get six pack? Are you helping them to lose weight? Something, what is that tells me your brand identity. Does your even brand has any identity? How will anybody recognize your company? I heard about the company, but I don't know what they do. That means you don't have a brand. Even the owner of the company or the CEO of the company or the president of the company, what are you known for? He's just a
It's
guy,
really
right?
interesting.
He's just running a company. Nobody knows. So why should I work? They cannot relate. Now, but if you, on the other side, if everything is done right, a company is known for something. Your branding is the message that you subconsciously communicate to your prospects, in a way that it's not really pushing through their mind. So they know you for something, and that message is the responsibility of the business owner while he is building his company. So that goes to his business brand. That also goes to his personal brand. Personal brand goes to saying something like thought leadership, engagement, and being visible in your market space, and then creating your own identity through social media and other means. If you don't do that, nobody knows you, and you yourself are supposed to do that. Nobody does branding for you. They can help you to reach the branding goals, but the agenda in terms of what you want to accomplish as your personal brand, as your company brand should come from you.
I completely agree with that. And I'll tell you that from a media perspective, you used, you talked about being able to, you kind of talked about, referred to being able to simply define who you are.
Right.
When you're working with the media, they need that. Like they want to be able to put you in a box and define you in one very short, simple sentence. So with Savings Angel, so Josh is the guy. Like for a long time, it's like Josh is the couponing guy. And then it was like, well, Josh is the guy. That dude just knows how to save you money on everything. That's what they like to be able to. And then I remind them of that fact. I say, listen, anytime it has to do with saving money, I want you to think of me. And so now, and I'm glad that we're having this conversation right now. I hope you don't mind. I could ask you some personal questions because historically, for the past 5 years, Up My Influence has been known as, well, Josh is known as the guy, he turns entrepreneurs into media celebrities. He's really good at it. But, over the past, 6 months, we now do way more business in building B2B sales systems, which so we're kind of in this tricky spot right now where we really have to shift a lot of our messaging. And so I'm actually, I have a meeting with all of our team. I'm like, we got to go through our whole website and look at all of our language, because I don't want people coming in, because it turns out like I actually really, really love building B2B sales systems for our clients. We're really good at it. And so I guess what's the first step to figure out that language? How do is it? And you kind of talked about, using the language of personal branding and how important that is. And I agree, because people connect with people. People don't connect with products and services. They connect with other people.
Yeah. So
any other guidance for me while we make this shift?
Absolutely. I think it goes back to your end goal. What's your finish line? What are you trying to accomplish in this process? In an ideal world, if you get everything that you want to, accomplish, what would that be? Is that money? Is that fame? Is that you want to be recognized as a celebrity chef, or what is that? So once you figure that, then we can, craft that message around that and the steps to reach to that destination. And then gradually on a daily basis, you progress towards that goal. So this happens, again, as I said, it's a subconscious game. It's a mental game. You are having that. I would always say that you got to occupy the real estate of customer's mind. I need to have my space in the customer's mind. That's a difficult expectation. Whether he buys it from me or not, I'm on his mind for something. And that something is the message that we're creating. That something is the brand image that we're creating. And then that brand image is going to separate us from everybody else, because that's you, and that is, you are unique.
Yeah.
And you are not comparable to anybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Krishna, one thing on that too, is I love to, when we're advising companies, I love to ask them, what can you do that nobody else on the planet does? Like, what's your USP? What's your unique selling proposition? But, it's like, for example, I look at, and I ask people, for example, like with the first version of Up My Influence, and this is where I'm kind of nervous about this though, Krishna, because, I think there are a lot of companies out there that, and maybe you can help me with this. I'm nervous because I think that there are a lot of companies out there that focus on B2B sales, but not like what we do. So I think an important exercise for us will be to ask ourselves, well, wait a minute, what makes us unique, or what makes us different? And how can we leverage that so that we're still in a blue ocean, which of course we talk about. Any tips on that?
Well, that differentiation, first you need to map out, and then first you need to acknowledge this is our difference, and then communicate the difference to the customer in a way they understand that, yes, we are part of the entire B2B game, but here is how we are different. And this is what is going to make a difference to you in this process. I am different. That's okay. That's just a starting point. But how can that help me? Is also that you need to communicate to them. Like my messaging, right? We help any business to double their business in the next 18 months. That's my USP. How is our conversation? That's
it has to be spoken in the language of what's in it for them.
What's in it for them.
I think most people really don't care how you get there.
Yeah,
they just want to know about the outcome.
Yes. So they like your confidence. They like that you're standing on your feet, with that promise. I mean, that requires boldness. Now, we will do anything possible to get to that finish line. That's how we differentiate from others. We are result-oriented coaches. We are practitioners preaching what we practice. We can back up everything that we claim. That's my difference. That is my difference. Now, you can go and get a package from somebody. You can go and get education from somebody. They're good at it. But we are good at taking you to that finish line. You want a trophy, come to us. You want to practice, go somewhere else.
Krishna, you have some really great language on the front page of your site. So I'm at geniusbusinesscoach.com. And it says, I'm going to, now I teased this out earlier, and I'm going to have you kind of explain this a little bit. I can find any business more than $10,000 in less than 45 minutes, guaranteed. Then you continue on how to triple your current number of leads, double your sales, and increase your annual revenue by $50,000 or more, and without spending a cent on marketing or advertising, guaranteed. All right. Tell us more.
Well, basically what it is it goes back to the original strategy session. During that session, we find out a lot of areas that they're leaving the money on the table. They don't need any help. So first and foremost thing, if you look at pricing, most businesses, I can tell more than 50% businesses, they're underpriced. But if you ask them, they think their pricing is actually high and they're offering coupons. Customers are not customers are not really looking for less price. Customers are looking for solutions to their problems.
Yes.
Your job as an entrepreneur is to solve somebody's problem and provide tremendous amount of value above the price that you charge. If I'm giving you 10 times more value for any kind of money you pay me, what is your problem? When value is clear, decisions are easy. You add more value. Don't worry about your pricing. You actually are, in my coaching practice, most of my clients, they have to increase pricing. That's the first thing that I do. I increase their pricing and I prove that I'm right. They can sell more because it goes back to positioning. You position yourself as a popular brand. By definition, you're supposed to go coupons because you have positioned that way. You got to change your brand. You got to change your brand image. You got to change the value you're bringing onto the table. That there is money always out there, like in real estate investing. There's so much money, but the investors are saying that I don't have money access because you're not speaking to the language. You're not speaking the same language. You're not giving the same message. Why is that big money is going to the big investors? Why is that not money not going to small investors? Because they're not speaking the language. They're not communicating that they're worthy enough to receive that kind of money. Banks are struggling to meet their lending goals. But on the other side, business owners are struggling to get money approved because they don't have the right portfolio to present themselves in front of the bank so that they're comfortable giving you that $5 million. They're not even getting $200,000. It's about positioning. You cannot complain that I don't get the money. Like you cannot complain that my customers cannot afford. My customers can afford, but they're not spending only with you. The same customer who can't buy $10 sandwich is buying a Louis Vuitton bag on the other side. You're saying that they can't afford $11. That's not true. There's something wrong with the value that you're providing. Positioning and values. First thing is pricing. Second thing is they're not thinking creatively. They can always partner with the complementary services. Doctors send referrals to orthopedicians, cardiologists, and all. You don't question the doctor. You just go to the other doctor.
Yeah.
That's the easy, free business for them. Likewise, every other business, any business, even my own business, we partner with a lot of other companies. We keep on getting clients from them. I don't need to spend anything. So every business has that option, left on the table. And third thing is they don't have a proper landing page. You have customers coming onto your landing page on a daily basis. You don't have a call to action. You don't have any value to offer. They just come in, they go back. You don't even know what's their attention span. You don't even have a metric to measure how many customers came to your landing page on a daily basis. So that's another thing. So all these areas are your leaks that you're not realizing. And that is where the 10,000, it's actually $50,000, $60,000 if we really crunch the numbers and show them. They think that some magic marketing budgets are required to do some miracle to happen. It's not required. These simple things that I'm just referring to, if you just go back and look at closely, you'll be able to save that money, and that money is directly going to, and of course there are taxes involved and accounting, the way you structure your business and other areas that come into the picture. So there are so many leaks in a lot of these businesses that they're not realizing.
Yeah.
What they're thinking is that the problem is somewhere else, but the problem is not somewhere else. You just go back to and look at these things very carefully. First of all, what value you are offering. It's easy to say my competitors are just grabbing my business. My competitor next door is offering better price. That's not really true. You don't have an identity in the market. That's the problem.
Please. Yeah, I think competition is overrated.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
The pie is so big. And that was kind of leading me to my last question is, I know you talk a little bit about lead gen. What do you see? So I don't know if you can hear my doggy barking in the back. Levi, be quiet. You talk a little bit about lead gen. It's my experience, Krishna, there is an unlimited number of leads or people that will do your business. I think the challenge is that it's awareness and it's offer. Is it the right offer? Right offer. If they have awareness and you've got a really compelling offer, people don't want to respond to your inquiry. So we would like to have a sales call to discuss your IT services. Like that's not a great, that doesn't compel me. I'm not going to spend time for you to sell me, but what can you give me? And if you can give me something that I really, really, really want, it's unlimited. It's unlimited in the number of conversations you can have.
Absolutely. So that goes back to doing research. Before I present something to you as an IT company, I need to know what business you are into. I need to know what's working for you. I need to know what next product you're launching. What is the next move that you're doing? I need to know what other challenges that you may have through the process. And then I come up and say, hey, I know you're launching this. Now through this process, you guys will get to this. And then I have this reporting solution for this. this reporting solution can fix into this offering that you have, thereby you guys can increase this revenues. You will be happy to listen to me because I'm talking about making a difference to your business. I'm also talking about making a difference to your customer's business. I'm thinking 2 levels beyond you. So then there is there's a conversation right now because I'm talking like a stakeholder to your business. I'm not talking like a sales guy.
Yeah. Krishna, this is awesome. Okay. So I think the free ebook or the free book, I'd highly recommend people go to geniusbusinesscoach.com, find out how Krishna can triple your current number of leads, double your sales, increase your annual revenue by $50,000 more without spending a cent on marketing or advertising, guaranteed. It's a great offer, Krishna. I like that.
Thank you.
You know, I love seeing good offers, and I love the way that you position yourself, and it's focused on their outcome. You don't even talk about how you deliver that, which again, I think makes it extremely effective. So any other things that folks listening to us might want to consider when connecting with you?
Yeah, so they can also go to geniusonlineacademy.com, which is our DIY business coaching platform, and sign up so they can get 3-part education series, which is, tremendous amount of value. They can take some nuggets and implement in their business. So I just want to throw that onto the table. And if anybody want to get in touch with me, the best way is to, contact me by the email, which is krishna@geniusbusinesscoach.com. That's krishna@geniusbusinesscoach.com.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, Krishna Mohan. Again, you're the president of Genius Visionary. You are on the web at Genius Business Coach and other places, all in our show notes. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.